everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and it's Micro Machine March 2, the sequel. So every other day in the month of March, I will have a Micro Machines review, and it could be a Star Trek ship, a Star Wars ship, a figure pack, or a playset. I figured I'll mix it up a little bit this year and have a little more fun. So to kick things off, today we're looking at the Star Wars Micro Machines Escort Frigate. Now this is better known as the Nebulon B frigate, the medical frigate, or its name, the Redemption. Now the Escort Frigate first featured in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and made appearances in Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, and also it appeared in Star Wars Rebels. Now it is in the Star Wars Micro Machines Collection number 6, released around 1994. And now for the length of this vessel, it's a tad under 2.5 inches, and that may sound small, but Micro Machines are small but packed full of detail, as you can see here. And speaking of that detail, we do have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the mold, the paint, put it on the stand, compare it with some other ships, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. Alright, starting this review off looking at the mold, I must say, for being so small, this is a very nicely done ship. Very detailed, very beautiful. Out of all the capital ships of the Rebellion, this one always stood out to me, especially at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. Just a very nice ship. So I guess we'll go over some of the parts. This little oval right there, that is actually the medbay window that Luke, Leia, and the droids are in at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. We have our comms tower, bridge. Right here should be a weapons pod. So that's basically lasers, torpedoes, all that stuff. Right where the peg port is, should be a docking clamp, and that's where the Falcon was at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. For the underneath of the ship, we have our peg port, like I just mentioned. Copyright crap, 1994. And then we come back here. This part right there is a shield generator, or shield emitter, if you will. And then we have our engines. Nicely done, a little recessed in there. Pretty sick. And now we can see all the great detail in between those engines and all over the ship. Just very nicely done. You can see a couple paneling, raised sections, lines. Especially on the bottom here. Look at all that. That is sharp. So that's basically everything about the mold. Just so much packed into this beautiful vessel. So now let's take a look at the paint. Alright, when it comes to the paint, we're looking at gray, dark gray, and then in with that we have a yellowish gold color scattered throughout the ship, mostly in the front. And then we have red, stripe going around the side, around this section, also on this side. And then for the back, we have blue for the engines, and then inside the recess of those engines is white. So that is very awesome. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this bad boy in a stand, compare it to some other ships, and then we'll be done. And just like most Micro Machine ships, it comes with a cool translucent stand. You can find the peg port right here. Plug that stand in like so, and you're good to go. Alright, for a little size comparison with the Star Wars Micro Machines Escort Frigate, I have it next to the Micro Machines X-Wing from the same line. And over here I have it next to the Hasbro Resistance X-Wing from The Force Awakens. And that does it for day 1 of Micro Machine March. Today we looked at the Star Wars Micro Machines Escort Frigate, better known as the Nebulon B frigate, which first featured in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And for its size, it's a tiny bit under 2.5 inches, which is still pretty cool. Now it's no secret, I love the Nebulon B frigate, and I've been on the hunt for the Star Wars Titanium version for a very long time. Hopefully one day in the future I can pick that bad boy up. So what makes this little miniature so awesome? First of all, the detail is amazing. Listen, Galoo back in the day, it didn't matter if it was a Camaro, a space shuttle, or something from science fiction. They gave it their all and they tried to make it as detailed as possible and small as possible. And this is one of their best works in my opinion. We can see all these little modules here, lines going down. Just perfect. Of course, I can't get all the details, but everything they did, just fantastic. Now, another great point is the paint. It doesn't really cover the model to diminish the mold. It works with it. And here we can see a couple of these modules painted a dark gray, light gray, or also that gold color, the red stripe, the engines, my god, the blue and then white on the inside. For the size of this, that's very impressive. And also you get that cool translucent stand, which unifies it in the collection, which I'm a huge fan of. So if you're looking to buy this bad boy, sadly Galoob does not exist anymore, so you'll have to resort to either going to mom and pop toy shops, hobby shops, or going to that World Wide Web and looking at eBay or Amazon or other online sellers. And remember, this was released in the Star Wars Micro Machines Collection number 6, released in 1994, and it was also released in bigger box sets as well with various other ships. So I recommend this ship for anybody who's a fan of The Empire Strikes Back or The Rebellion. So that's everything I have to say about this ship today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please hit that like button. And if you would like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.